games ago was 3-1 in their set before in the winners semifinals. DB is coming off of this victory against Lopez, a little hot. He was looking real good, but he's not going to be playing that Thor again. He is going to be playing the Bryn this time around. And Wesley actually going back to the Roland. Very interesting pick. This must be his counter pick to the counter pick of Bryn against the Lance pickups. But, of course, DB did start off, I think, against Wesley with the Thor pick. It probably wasn't successful.
No, it wasn't. The only game he won was with a Bryn. He played Thor with a loss. He played Zol with a loss. He played Bryn on a win. And then on the win, he swapped over to the Zol, and that was a loss. Meanwhile, Wesley played the Olgrim all the way through. So this is a first game Bryn that he already got a win with previously against a Roland that he has not played against from Wesley.
Ooh. So DB already trying to go into the mix. Very even damage between the two players right now. Approach from Wesley going to get stuffed out by a quick weapon throw. Very nice option from DB to stuff that out and avoid a lot of damage knockback off stage. Now the down air coming out, forcing an edge guard option. Not sliding the down stick enough. And this is going to lead into a very big punish from DB. Looking for...
Oh, he went deep with it. Is he going to have enough? Okay, he has enough. I didn't know if he went too deep.
Why? Why would you hold that long?
Where was Wesley's health? I didn't happen to catch where he was. Was he in the red?
I believe he was. He took a lot of damage from DB, and he was in the red when he took the double hit off stage from DB's spear to begin with. So I think he was definitely in the red. I don't think it was that late in the red. Like
okay.
I think it was a pretty early danger zone.
So that could be why we see DB going in so deep there, is him saying, screw it. This ground pound is definitely going to hit one way or another. Like, I also might get hit by the recovery, but at least that's going to end up not giving Wesley enough. That's going to end the recovery prematurely, and at least we'll trade out, which if DB was behind in damage against a Roland, that's the better play there. So really, no matter what was going to happen, that was going to be a favorable trade for DB. It was whether it's going to be more favorable or less, and it was more favorable.
It's like going to the dentist's office. Which one do you like more? Is it 1 or 2? And you just ask that same question over and over again.
I don't know what dentist you be going to, but that's what the optometrist says to me. Do you like these teeth or do you like these teeth? Which teeth feel better?
I mean, I don't know. You go to a prosthodontist, you get some fake teeth. Maybe you get some some nice fillings, 1 or 2. You want the gold tooth, the silver tooth, or the, just the regular looking enamel kind of tooth. I mean, that's 1, 2, or 3.
I don't know, bro.
Maybe you got some other options.
They're about the same to me, so either way, I'm going to be coming out on top here. And right now, DB and Wesley are about the same, and they are the same. 1 or 2, they're going to be coming into this equal on the final stock, about 2.5 minutes into this game. There is a weapon spawn. DB being very careful. He was actually on top of it. That extended grab range probably could have grabbed it, but he was trying to be careful. Opens up with some nice spear damage. Wesley hits a dare and immediately disengages. Doesn't want to overextend himself.
It's too early in the stock, and of course it's a phenomenal option to go for that down air opportunity off stage, but the knockback is not going to be there, and overextending in those positions, ooh, that could have been very dangerous for either player. But going overextending in those positions and against early stocks off stage can turn into reversals very quickly, and I think Wesley realized what position. Ooh, that is not good, and he did not get the wall touch.
That's why you don't overextend against DB, because you had the one where he did the dare off stage and immediately backed up. Then the next time he had that option, he did the dare. He tried to read DB going low, but DB was high, and he immediately punished with a dare. So Wesley has to be careful when he goes for that off stage stuff, man.
It's still wild that DB went that far off stage with the ground pound, and that breakdance as well, hitting so high above Wesley as well, being that's not ever an option that I would think would hit so far below, but it does have some pretty wild hitboxes. Either way, game number 2, and this is going to be Wesley switching back over to the Olgrim that we saw him starting on in their winners final, or their winners semi set. So this is going to be a little bit of a mix-up here for DB back to the original. We're going to see if he handles it a little bit better this time.
Going to be even so far, about 30 seconds into this game, just kind of trading back and forth. DB just a little bit ahead here, now has the spear in his hand. It's the on-stage dare. Ooh, that's going to be a very easy punish for Wesley, but he's not been going for the automatic third hit. Like the first time he hit the sidelight nair, he went for the GC sidelight. That time he just completely waits. Oh, the top side of that! It lifts Bryn just a little bit off the ground. The top rung of that ladder just barely making contact.
Approach from Wesley. Recovery not going to connect, and that is going to be DB just slowing things down just a little bit, looking for some more of these damage pickup options. Both players are deep in the red. That's going to be the side air that does it for Wesley's first stock, and DB has to be very careful. Ulgrim is a really strong character that can find very quick KOs. All it will take is one big hit from this axe. Even an unarmed haymaker would find a KO on a DB at this point. So he does have to be careful, but good damage coming out. The side airs coming out, the aerials continuing this damage. Downlight, Wesley just getting punished so much.
This is so much extra credit for him. The neutral light, just enough to take him out. That was a neutral light from the middle of the stage. So DB surviving for an extremely long time on that stock. Already has Wesley in the red. That's like when you don't do your homework all semester and then you go to your professor at the last minute and you're like, look, just give me some extra credit to pass me. That's all I need right now, just enough to pass. And all of that extra credit that DB got on that first stock, oh my goodness.
But all of the extra credit that Wesley is taking away from all the success.
All right, Wesley, you're going to get punished. I can't believe you didn't get punished for that. Oh, man, that dare was so close. If you would have had 4 more pixels on that dare, DB almost nailed that. But Wesley has wrestled this game back so well.
How did Wesley not get punished? How did DB not get hit? How did none of that end up with either player taking a stock off of the other in that scenario, or even both players losing a stock? Just both players going so deep off stage, still going in for like semi-aggressive options and trying to get some reads off stage. Wesley again going way off stage. But I guess he can definitely afford it, using the lance, using the side airs and down airs to replace using jumps so that you don't have to use recovery options.
DB really starting to fall behind here. Wesley finding so much damage on this final stock. The D-Light, the basically stacked D-Light to punish Wesley's stacked Nair. Neutral Light coming out. Weapon toss goes just under DB. The dodge was gone, but he's touched down, so he has it back now. Back and forth weapon tosses. It's like the 2 Spider-Men pointing at each other.
That should be the next, like, double person emote. That's going to be the side air, finding the KO onto DB, evening up the set 1-1. Wesley finally finding that victory here, getting quite a bit more damage than his opponent was able to deal to him. 594 to 423. That is a huge deficit.
Both players going to be thinking about the characters that they choose. DB locking in that Bren. Coming out with the dexterity stance. Not sure what that actually does for the Bryn player. Going to take 1 out of movement speed. Not an option that a lot of people go for. Taking out of movement speed to put into dex. Meanwhile, on the other side, Wesley, one of the like 4 dex Macho Man people. There's 2, actually there's kind of 3 sides to this. It's the less dex people, the just standard dex people, and the more dex people. And I feel like they all very much believe in having the 4 dex and putting 1 more into that dex stance on Macho Man.
The more dex people?
Well, more dex because you're putting more into your dex.
But not like the more dex people.
Not the
like
character.
People playing more dex. Oh, okay. But like, what if?
What if what? I'm waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm about to fall off.
Well, you might be hanging there for a while because I have no follow-up for that one. The recovery from Wesley as he gets back on the stage. DB getting a lot of punishment here onto the Ulgrim. Wesley trying to get a little bit more damage here with the Lance play. The recovery actually going to find that connection as DB positioned himself right on that corner. Trying to pick up the weapon. He is going to find it. The down sig from Wesley not going to connect, even though it came very close on the recovery option from DB, looking for that axe pickup. And now we're coming back to the center of the stage. Just a few hits traded back and forth. Looking for a little bit of hits out of neutral. The side air throwing off, and that's going to convert into a KO. And Wesley just throwing the weapons away.
He's got a massive lead here. He can do whatever he wants. He can fight unarmed. He can almost SD at this point, and he's still going to be ahead DB. He shouldn't. He definitely shouldn't, but he could.
I mean, what if? But no. Wesley making the approach, the down stick from Wesley finding the connection onto DB, and that is going to be a big hit onto DB, throwing him off stage. The side air almost finding that KO option, potentially throwing him off stage. No weapon, though, is going to give him a little bit of a weird champ positioning there as he does go and manage to find a lance. Still not able to find the KO either as he makes his way back to the center, and he keeps throwing his weapons away. DB not able to punish this fact, unfortunately, but looking for a little something here, able to find at least a little bit of a pickup, throwing him into that recovery or that danger zone with the recovery.
Oh man,
Whoa.
That's another stock. DB's gonna have to hit the reverse 3 stock here. It was like a minute and 40 seconds into this game that DB just got Wesley. Ooh, nice 3-piece there. Lance Dream. Oh, this should be a punish. Okay.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't, that would have been a Brawlhalla sus right there, because otherwise, like, how are you missing that when it's so free? The Lance recovery coming back to stage.
Is
just
Brawlhalla
missing the down air?
sus
You can't afford
actually
that.
an emote?
It is actually. It's a picture of Core, and he's got he's squinting his eyes like
okay.
That's kind of sus. Oh, and DB. Oh. Ooh.
Oh man!
That totally. Oh, that totally debated. He's dead. Oh my gosh! DB juked me out totally, and totally did the same to Wesley, because he looked like he knew that he was dead. He was going off, taking the L, and then he just completely flipped 180 degrees, went all the way back to stage, and found the quick KO onto Wesley. Either way, still had a stock left to run through, and Wesley was able to find that KO very quickly. DB had so much damage built up. If I had to guess, it was really close to 200, but the world may never know, unless we get a graph.
Now, Wesley does come out with the W that game, but he basically threw away his second stock, and it took him 658 damage to kill this Bryn coming out from DB. So even though Wesley's coming out on top, like, he's got to tighten it up if he wants to go up against Fiend and come out with the W this time.
He's definitely going to have to, and I'm guessing we'll see a Legend swap off of the Bryn. Going to the Sidra. We did see him play some cannon earlier, and the Sidra is, I think, one of the more favored cannon picks. Of course, you have the Zul, and of course, that is probably one of the ones that people go for more often. We do see sometimes some Onyx, because the gauntlets is disgusting.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Onyx this weekend.
Oh, and like the downlight neutral sig on Onyx, like, I can't believe that's true, but either way, we're going to be seeing the Sidra here. The grill coming out. We've seen him pull this out before. I think the last time he did that, we actually commented exactly on the coloration of this. And
yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Glizzy.
That's kind of disgusting. You need to swap off of that color, please. That nasty blue meat.
Either you cooked it way too much, or that's just like not food fit for consumption. Oh! Big read.
Wesley hasn't been touched yet. He's now gotten the first 2 weapons, has DB in the orange. That's 100 damage in like 10 seconds this game. DB has some options here, but again, KOing someone in white when you're unarmed, like, that just doesn't happen. Even though he got the recovery out, you saw those stars, meaning he interrupted the recovery, that's still not even close to getting the knockout there. And he finds himself so far behind, has Wesley in the yellow. Now he's able to put a weapon in his hands. It's going to be this sword. Sidelight Nair puts DB in the red. Side air sends him flying almost off screen. Weapon toss goes down.
He get the wall touch. He is getting a shark over to the other side just to make sure that his recovery is safe, avoiding that weapon throw from Wesley as well. In the process, Wesley looking for the gravity cancel sidelight, not going to pick up the sidelight for a conversion. But this is looking to be a little bit of a sidelight. Bounce off the stage. That would have been a KO at probably any other position. But DB, no dodge, and he is going to take the fall. And Wesley now controlling the map, denying some of the weapons, sticking with the lance a little bit, knowing that this is his bread and butter. This is his most successful option coming into the mix. And DB trying to make something work here out of the cannon and getting a neutral light, going for the cannon and neutral air. Both of the cannon, though, the cannonball and the neutral air not connecting would have been huge connections onto Wesley.
I'm going to need a South American to tell me why the D-Light reverse nair is such a thing in your region, because I'm very curious. Not that it's necessarily bad. Y'all might know something I don't. It is certainly very possible. But the fact that we've seen multiple players do that in just this region and nowhere else is very interesting. So if somebody could tell me why, not necessarily in chat because it's so busy right now, but hit me on Twitter @WhoIsSparky. Go into my DMs with that. Why people are doing that.
It is very interesting. I mean, it's something that we've seen from South American region in general, that they typically kind of have this more insular meta within their region, where they come up with all these crazy things and pick all these other picks based on who the top players are, and they come up with all these crazy techs and combos and stuff that we don't normally see, or at least use these options that we're not used to seeing from other regions. Ooh. Very nice option from DB, confirming that kill with the gravity cancel neutral sig, bringing out that anchor in celebration, of course. But they do tend in South America to come up with some pretty interesting options that sets their region apart from the rest, as well as just playing incredibly aggressive almost all the time. It's a very rare day that you don't have a very entertaining tournament out of this region regardless.
And Wesley is going to take it just like that. DB's been starting to play really well on his final stock, but it's usually when he's just so far behind. Like, he'll take Wesley's second stock when Wesley is like in the later stages of orange or the beginning stages of red. And it seems like Wesley's getting a little bit comfortable there, and DB's able to capitalize on that. But unfortunately, DB is usually so far behind at that point that it almost doesn't matter.
Well, he is going to be qualifying for that grand final now. He is going to be going back up against Fiend. And of course, we did see them face off in the winners final.